Matt Hayden was the first to accomplish what at a national?
Quadrupled.
You're good.
I didn't even know. I drew a blank. I'm like, I don't know.
What was he waiting for at the time?
Bandito.
Damn, you got the 2 points there, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin went at it with John Salami last night, and John.
That was bloody. It was a bloody mess, dude.
I was watching the trailer. I guess you can call it a preview of what we're doing yesterday, and I was like, damn, Kevin had this strategy, man. He's like, I'm going to get all the pop culture ones, and then I'm going to go after him in BMX. In the meantime, John was smacking every question. He got them almost all right. And then by the time they were going head-to-head what was left with BMX, they were tied at the end, dude. I had to keep going with questions until one of them missed.
On camera, dude. No Danny, no stretching off camera, dude.
Yeah,
okay,
stretch, man.
Hold on, here we go.
There you go. Stretch it out.
You got to stretch, bro.
You got to do this. Get ready. All right, guys. Welcome back to the BMXPERTS Podcast. It's Monday night. We're doing back-to-backs tonight. Dude, Kevin and I had John Salami on last night, former A Pro, and now tonight we've got Shane Wimberly back, former AA Pro, and back from the 80s. And Shane is a previous guest. He played a little trivia with us. We're not going to do trivia tonight. We're going to do a little random comparisons. But before we do that, Shane went to the Holeshot Challenge. So we're going to cover that. And also we want to talk a little bit about his experience racing at the 87 Grands. So welcome back, Shane.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be
back, dude. I thought I made you mad, Shane, when I asked you to go to the Grands, dude. You're all, no.
I mean, it's on a bucket list. I really do want to go to the Friday night race. It's just justifying the cost.
I hear you.
So no, you didn't offend me because
I told Dan, I go, oh, dude, I think I made Shane mad, dude. He gave me a one-word answer. No.
Yeah. Because I know I had heard Danny talk about every year the Friday night Pro Spectacular.
Yeah.
Watch, and that they put on such a great show, and now I'm like, am I going to pay? Because if I know the results, I have a hard time watching, and so watching live is way more appealing to me.
Yeah.
So I'm justify if I'm going to do this 1 month membership to it, subscription, and then cancel it just so I can watch the race. Connor Fields, he made a good point. It does suck that to watch the pro races, you have to pay for them now, the subscription. But for them to bump up their pay, that was a way to supplement the pro payout. And so the only bummer part on that is, I think it was Rick last week talking about the Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched any of that yesterday. They had a guy broke his frame. Multiple people got helicoptered out. It's an insane. Oh, absolutely.
What? Real quick. Are you familiar with that, Kevin? Because he mentioned Red Bull Rampage. Is that
guys jumping off cliffs on mountain bikes, dude?
What it is they're there. The riders are there.
You've seen the videos on Instagram where the guy's doing like 80, 90-foot drops off the side of a mountain onto a dirt ramp. That's Red Bull Rampage.
Well, and the cool aspect of it, the riders show up 2 weeks or so before the event, and they create their own lines. Nobody does the same lines. They create their own lines.
Okay.
And it's like looking almost straight down side of a mountain.
Yeah.
And
I'm not really
sacrifice.
I don't want to sound like an old dude, but not a huge fan of that. You know what I mean? Because these guys can really get hurt and hell, they can get killed. And Yeah, and I saw one. I think it's on HBO. They did a whole thing about people that became paralyzed from random accidents, and one of those guys was an extreme mountain bike rider. One of them was Sam Willoughby. He was in there, and there was some cliff divers in there, and there were some other things in there. And you kind of have to weigh it out. Is the risk worth the reward? I mean, maybe you're a huge thrill seeker. I don't know. Oh, Kevin, you're a little more dangerous than I am. How do you feel about it?
Dude, you are an old fuddy-duddy, man.
I am.
You sound, dude, you're...
Yeah, you got it.
Where's your balls, man? Come on, dude. No. All seriousness, man.
Yeah.
All seriousness. Like, dude, these guys aren't our age, man. These guys are in their early 20s and they're 18, 19. They don't give a shit about that, dude.
Yeah, but if I woke up and I was 20 years old again, I'd be so grateful. I wouldn't want to wreck this opportunity to be young, you know.
But they're probably getting paid a fortune by their sponsors, by Red Bull. I mean, dude, and I don't know what the percentage of injuries per versus riders, but I bet it's very small. I mean, I bet you can easily get hurt just easy doing any other sport like hang gliding for Shane, right?
Well, paragliding and skydiving.
Well, I
don't think I ever would have done the Red Bull Rampage. I'll do it on an airplane.
So, Shane, have you ever felt like you were riding beyond your own limits? Like, as a rider, even when I was younger, I could tell when I was pushing my limits of my capability, and I go, okay, I'm walking the edge now. Did you ever have that sensation when you were racing?
Not so much BMX with doing the motocross. I did.
How about you, Kev? Did you ever have that? Like,
not BMX, but at motocross, dude, I'd be hitting jumps, and I go, there's no reason why I should be hitting this damn jump. It's so far above my pay grade on a dirt bike. I never should have did it, dude. But I mean, all the time, pretty much every track was over my ability. But that's how you get better, right? And I never really crashed that bad, so it worked out for me. But yeah, dude, not on a BMX bike. It's hard. I think it's hard to go over your limit on a BMX bike on a track. Maybe jumping, you could push it over your limit, but just regular racing, no, I don't see that's possible.
I think back in the day, the tracks compared to today were a lot more tame. So I could see riders going over their heads now with doing the big hill stuff and.
Well, the Supercross events are definitely a different animal compared to a regular USA BMX race. Because when we were talking to Salami yesterday, he's like, you can just pump the whole track. You don't even necessarily need to jump in today's world. I mean, you can jump, but you don't necessarily have to at the amateurs.
Supercross, is that what you meant? Do you mean Supercross is motorcycles? Is that what you meant, Supercross?
Well, the big ramp, the big 8-meter hill, that's considered Supercross BMX.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that's next level. You know, that's the stuff that they do.
Real quick, Shane, I said that I invited you to the Grands. It wasn't a Grand. I invited you to the Hall of Fame induction. I want to correct myself.
No, I knew what you were talking about.
Okay.
Now, Danny, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Red Bull put on a BMX race.
I reviewed that race. Connor Fields won that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
That track was gnarly.
Yeah.
I would have had to have second thoughts on riding that one. That track just, all the jumps looked peaked and very small margins for error.
Yeah. It looked nuts. I know exactly. You should go and look that up, Kev. That one's pretty gnarly. Yeah, he's right.
We're not talking about the one that Morales won with Mark Jackson was trying. We're talking about
no. That goes further back. This race is probably 2013, 2014, maybe even earlier than that. Could be 2012.
Sketchier than that.
Yeah, it looks crazy because they're on what almost looks like a freestyle course, but they're racing on it. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a little nutty, but it's awesome to watch. I'll tell you from a spectator's point of view. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see X Games when they had the BMX downhill?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I know a lot of the pros, not a lot, but a few of them refused to race just because of how big the jumps were.
Yeah, that's a whole different, and it wasn't as refined as modern day Supercross BMX. It was pretty raw, and they were jumping over massive freaking doubles, and the ground was loose dirt, and it looked crazy. So
and
anyway,
the guys that like Robbie Morales, I think Foster, the guys that were really good jumpers, spent a lot of time at the trails. They were the ones that did the best.
Yeah, I think Robbie Miranda really excelled at that.
Miranda.
Yeah, that was the one he really excelled at it.
That's the one where he crashed. He won and he crashed on the last jump, right?
So you've seen it then. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So what was up with the Holeshot challenge, Shane? Can you break that down for us a little bit?
Yeah, the first thing I want to say is anybody that's raced BMX, it's an all-day event. There's delays. It just takes all day. And when I first saw the schedule, Tyler Brown had put it from 3:30 to 5:30. And so it's like, perfect. It's late in the afternoon, but not too late. Man, I got out there about 2:45. Pros were riding. First one I saw was Neek. And I was like, that's cool. They ran practice to about 3:20. And the first race was exactly at 3:30.
Okay.
And it finished probably about 5:20.
Okay.
No downtime. He always had something going on. It was just one of the best, not just BMX events, but one of the best events that I had ever been to. And he gave the riders a little bit of a break. And so he had entertainment in that. And I'll touch on that because it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So you had a lot of the pros like Neek, Cam Bramer, Sean Day was out there. Man, that guy's fast. Lauren Reynolds, Ava Corley, and I'm drawing a blank on some of the other ones. But one of the things that they had for the break was he had collected 2 jerseys, number plates, or 2 number plates in a jersey, and they had a running race. And it was for anybody that wanted to do it for the kids. So it ranged, and it was boys and girls all together. Ranged from probably 6 or 7 to probably 12 or 13. And what he did is they ran through the first turn to the second turn. That's where he laid out the 3 prizes. So I'm watching this, and there was a kid that was probably, 12 or 13. He ran away with it, literally.
Yeah.
Well, then you hear the crowd, and a little girl, probably 7 or 8, I don't know if she got tangled up with somebody or just tripped on her own on the second straight. So she was really upset. And they got her up. She's crying or really upset. They start walking off, and Lauren Reynolds comes off onto the track, and they're like, hey, wait. She's like, Lauren Reynolds is like, do you want my number plate?
Oh, wow.
So, of course, she said yes. So Lauren took her number plate off of her bike and gave it to the girl. I thought that was just awesome because Lauren's going to get a number plate. She doesn't have to pay for them.
Right.
For that little girl, that's going to stay with her whole life. That one of her idols, I'm assuming,
right,
took the time out of her schedule and gave her a plate off of her bike. And then, so that was awesome. And then once Ava Corley was knocked out, there was a pause. And so she came out and she had 2 number plates. And so there was the third straight stands and then the finish line stands. And so she went to each area and threw a number plate to that group. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was like, to me, it came off as more than a race. It was just kind of like a fun event. They had serious money out for them to win.
What was the prize money, by the way, for the winner?
I want to say Trent Moore, who won the men's, I think he won something like $1,200. Don't quote me on that, but I mean, it was over $1,000.
Okay.
And then second and third also got paid. So the caveat, which I think is great, so they had a younger kids class, and then the older amateur class, and then the women's class. If somebody won every lap in that class, including the main, they would get all the money for that class. And
wow.
Got that going. And there was only one kid in the younger boys group that had an opportunity. It came down to him and one of the riders from Chase. The kid that had won every lap, his first straight was really strong. I mean, he was moving, like the first round, he was by the first jump, like 2 bike lengths ahead.
Wow.
So in the main, he's got the inside. And the kid on Chase evidently had been working with Tyler, been training with him for quite a while.
Right.
That's when he gets out, he's ahead. But I could kind of tell the kid on Chase, his mind was working. He set him up. It was just an awesome move. He high-loaded him, and he didn't take him out. It was a totally clean pass. Passed him at the line. Because the line was probably, I don't know, 50 feet or so after the first turn.
Okay.
It was just, and if that kid had won, he would have got all the money for that class. And, yeah, it was just like, it was the move of the day by far.
Wow.
We were talking about it a little bit. Go ahead, Kevin. I'll let you go. I'm
thoroughly confused. I thought this was a one straight challenge, and now you're talking about the third straight, fourth straight.
No.
I don't understand.
So what it is it's a Holeshot challenge from the gate to the first turn, and then they had the finish line probably, I don't know, 20 to 30 feet out of the first turn.
Okay.
And that's where the
finish so far.
What's that?
I'm with you so far, but then you were talking about
stopped, right? When they crossed that line, the race was over.
But didn't you just say when people were in the second, third straights, they were giving out?
That was
pulling out the number plates on those.
So the running race that the little girl fell.
It was a running race. Okay.
Yeah, just for entertainment purposes. They ran to the second turn. So they ran farther than what the actual people on bikes race.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So
should they make a course that's designed? Because I asked Rick Carter this, if you remember, Kevin. Should they make a course that's just simply designed to do a Holeshot challenge? Just one straight, one turn. That's it.
No
and
turn. Just one straight.
Oh, you wanted it to be a straightaway. Yeah.
Nick Kinman has that. If you look him up, they did I'm not sure where in Europe, but he actually had land, and they set it up. I'll look for the video, Danny, and send that to you. But they had just like how Red Bull for the motocross guys.
I think I've seen it. It's just a bunch of rhythm and all the way through. Yeah.
Excite-A-Bike.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that game.
So how many people were on the gate? Was this a full rack, or were they 4 wide, or what?
No, so the way they did it was they had the invited list of the men and women, and then anybody could do it. And how they figured that out was the guys, the boys and girls that had the fastest laps throughout the day, because they had a race beforehand, because it was a state championship weekend there. So they had like a double pointer or something before the Holeshot challenge. So anybody that had the fastest laps could do this. And then, so for the women, they didn't have quite the number of riders. So they basically went right into the group of 8. The men, they had, and now that I think about it, the women did a 3-moto transfer system to where they ran they ran 3 motos. The highest points from that got knocked out, and then they started doing the knockout round.
That's why I noticed that the groups were getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
So
yeah, okay.
The strategy is, once they got to the guys, the men, once they got it down to 8 riders left, a rack of 8, the person that gets last in that round, they're out. Then it's a rack of 7, person last is out, and they work it down to the last 2. So the strategy, don't finish last.
That's a lot of racing, dude, right?
Yeah.
If you're the main, and if you end up winning the main, you raced 8 times or 7 times, right?
That sounds about right.
And that's a lot of laps. Well, at least it's just the first turn, but it's still going to wear you out.
Well, yeah, there really wasn't a lot of time in between.
Yeah.
So,
that just struck me right. Like, wow, and that's just for the main, not counting getting to the main, right?
Correct. Yeah, the men, they had their own qualifiers just to get to the top 8, and then on top of it, which is a great idea, once they got to the round of 8. So Jason Richardson and Tyler were the ones announcing. They were picking random lanes with, I think Jason was shuffling cards, and there was a joker card. And if the joker card came up on somebody's name, they would give everybody else's name their assigned lanes. That rider could then go, I want lane 3. They kick whoever's in 3 out, and they take whatever lane the other person was supposed to have. So
okay.
If that makes sense.
No, I get it. It's like a wild card. You get to pick whatever lane you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wait until everybody's in the gate, and then you pick your lane. And that is what knocked Ava Corley out. The girl that ended up with the wild card.
Yeah.
Wanted the lane that Ava was in, so she bumped Ava to go outside, and that something happened with her gate. She was out. So
the finish line on this is actually exiting the first turn. It's not entering the first turn.
No,
so they could technically pass and take it.
That's exactly, because the video that you posted today.
Yeah.
If you watch Neek, he was close to last, and he did the high-low move and ended up second. So yeah, there's a lot of strategy.
Hey, that's my move, dude. That's my move.
Yeah, it's Drew Polk's move.
I told you that story. Yeah, Kev, I told you that story, man, when I was a kid. My dad was telling me, just go inside. All the kids are going up high. And it was working all day. And then he said, you were in first. Why did you slow down? I was 12, I go, I was going to do the move. He's like, but you were winning.
That's my move. That was my only move.
I was texting my buddy Tony. Would have loved to have had this opportunity like in '87.
Yeah.
Because at Kearney, it would have been loaded, because we would have had potentially the King brothers, Sean Texas, potentially like the guys from Orange, Eric Carter, Jeff Donnell, the pros from up there. I mean, it would have been an awesome event. But yeah, Tyler's got a really good system for this.
He's the only one doing this, right? This is his one-off event, I'm assuming, right?
No, I've seen somebody else do it.
Yeah.
But not at this level as far as the quality of riders.
Okay.
Yeah, top pros, Olympic champions.
All of this in only 2 hours.
All of it in only 2 hours. Very well run.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
It was such a good event. It was a lot of fun.
Dirty Fest. That's between the second and third moto, or first and second moto, dude.
Yeah, we were there all day, Kev. I think when we left, it was evening time. Wasn't it around 6 o'clock?
Between the first set of motos and the second set of motos, like 4.5, 5 hours or something crazy.
Yeah. I brought Kevin out to the infield because I was filming. He goes, man, I'm going to go sit down.
I mean, Dirty Fest, how many motos did they have?
There was like 100. I think it was like 90 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the moto count wasn't.
Yeah, I was just making a joke. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, that's okay. It might have been, maybe it was 60 motos. Do you remember, Kev? It was like 60 or 90. I know it was higher
No,
They said it. I think they said they doubled it. So I think it was 60. I don't know, but still, it was. It's so fun to watch. Who cares how long it takes, really? You know. But what you're talking about, though, I could see that being super entertaining. Like, yeah, man, I'll go sit down and go watch these guys go full tilt for a couple hours, and as long as it's flowing and there's a lot to watch, yeah, definitely. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Very well organized. And I think all the riders helped that as well because everybody was where they're supposed to be. So I can't think of any complaints or anything I would change.
Yeah.
The weather was perfect. Except the only complaint would be the sun. The timing of it was dropping down below the first turn. So that kind of made the glare on it. But other than that.
Where was this track at again? I'm not familiar with that.
It used to be called Pena. And Tyler Brown took it over. Kearney Motor Park. It's been around since the early 80s.
How far is that from you, Kev? Is that relatively
maybe
driving?
an hour, 15 minutes, something like that.
Oh, you could have went to that, my dude.
I didn't, right. Kearney's, it's San Diego County, right?
Correct.
Northern County, Northern San Diego.
Claremont Mesa.
Yeah, okay, hour and a half.
In the middle.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
The same Kearney Motor Park, though, they race motocross bikes, right?
No.
Didn't they put there a Kearney for motocross?
No.
Okay, all right.
You may be thinking of it different.
Maybe,
I think there's a place out here. I think they call it Carnegie. It's like a kind of where all the dirt bike guys go. It's not too far from where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not a motocross guy, so I never ventured out over there. But I know that's a good riding spot for.
Either mine. I just ridden the bike a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. So is this a annual thing, a semi-annual thing? How often do they do this Holeshot challenge?
He does it once a year.
Once a year. Okay.
Yeah. The first one I ever saw he did it down at Chula Vista, and that one was loaded with top pros, including Elise, and she went into the guys class.
Yeah, she was racing with the guys. I think Joris.A won that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was watching that one on YouTube. That was interesting. And she wasn't doing too bad. I mean, she wasn't beating him, but she was hanging with him. To the first turn. So I was like, dang, that's pretty impressive.
One more question, dude. So you said men, women, and that type of thing. Are the men in just any man, or there's age groups, right? Or classes?
Yeah,
you can't use 12X versus a 17 beginner, right?
I believe it was 12 and under, and then 13 and over, and then a pro class.
So you could be expert, novice, or intermediate, and still be in the 13 or whatever that age group.
I want to say that you had to be one of the top times, one of the fastest times during the day.
Okay, all right.
Into the night show to at least attempt it.
Got it. Okay.
Because otherwise, you would have 150 kids, and then the show would have. So they did it right. The guys that were in it were the right ones to be in it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Like you were saying, though, Kev, that's like, not a lot of rest time in between. And that's one of my nightmares, man. When you go to a local race and there's like 12, 13 motos, you're like, oh, my God, I'm not going to be able to catch my breath.
I'm going to sit out the second moto, man.
Yeah, like, hey, I've got into some second.
Anyways, I might as well fit it out.
Yeah, that second moto, when you put everything you got in the first one, man, that's a rough one. You're like, I don't know how much gas. I mean, by main time, I'm good. But that second round, I'm like, oh, this one's going to hurt. I think we put Shane to sleep. There he is.
I'm looking at me, and I'm like, max headroom. I'm like,
I tried to tell you, you look too big.
There he is. Well, I got it. You guys want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So yesterday, I did my own video for my channel, and I ran across a race that I had reviewed previously. It was from 1987 ABA Grands. Is that right, Shane? 1987. Yeah, 1987. So let me just set the Shane was in this race, but let me set the whole premise of the race, Kevin, so you know what was going on.
Paint the picture, my man. Paint the picture.
Paint the picture, man. So there, Kenny May, factory free agent, is 16 years old at the time, and he's up for the national #1 amateur title. So Kenny had to win his race in order to grab the title, and he was in second place, made the move, got into first place, wins his main. So at this moment, Kenny May is now the national #1 amateur, and that lasted for about 60 seconds because the 17 and over expert class was next, and so there was 3 guys that were in contention of that title. It was Mike King, Cecil Johns, Eric Carter. And so if you're Kenny May, man, you're watching the main, you're thinking the chances of one of those 3 dudes winning this main is super high. Something really has to go wrong for them not to do it. But Shane was in that race, dude. So when I was reading the names, I go, all right, so here's the lineup. I go, oh, Shane Wimberly. I got pumped up because I forgot Shane raced that race, man.
Shane could have been the spoiler, dude.
Yeah, dude, you were in the middle of one of the most epic amateur races ever. Like, I commented on my video, I go, dude, this is one of my favorite races to watch because Mike King ends up winning it. Eric Carter, it looked like he bumped the gate when he came out. He came out a little bit slower than I would have expected, but it was like, who was in front? It was
Danny
it
Miller.
wasn't. Who was it again?
Danny Miller.
Danny Milwee got the whole shot. Yeah, so Danny's not in contention of the title, but he's in front. If Danny wins this, it's all Kenny, right? He would have got it, I'm assuming. Yeah, so, man, you should have seen Mike, dude. I'd never seen anybody ride over the top like that. He did not stop pedaling. Over every single jump in the air, he was just pedaling. He finally passed him at the, I think in the last corner, second to last corner. Takes the win.
Set him up on the second to last straight going into the last turn.
Yeah.
The thing about, Mikey, Eric Carter, they were so smart. They rode so intelligent. Having those guys behind you, it's like, oh, crap. You're just kind of waiting and try to figure out how am I going to stop it. And the way they would pass you, totally clean.
Yeah.
Like they would just set you up. Rarely any contact. And it was like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
Well,
what was it? Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah. I have, the high-low is not foolproof. Because if I was in front and if I knew a guy was going to, or I thought a guy was going to high-low me, all you have to do is hit your brake one time. And if you can close that one time, and when he's diving on your back wheel, if you can slow it up and make him just nudge your back tire, he's going down. So that's what I like to do. I would cut dead center in the turn, not high, not low, and I just tap my brake one or 2 times, right coming through the apex of the turn. And then that way, if they're diving on me, they're going to zip my tire when they try to get down. That's what I used to do.
So you're trying to block in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you break down what was going on, Shane, when you were on the gate? And did you understand the hype that was happening? Did you realize that these guys were up?
Well, there was no way to avoid it because the way they would set it up, and I think it was Fennell that was announcing anybody that was up for a title when the riders got on the gate, there would be a long pause and they would announce that Mikey King with a win and only a win will take over, and they would go over every single rider. They wanted to put as much pressure on the riders up for the title. So we were on the gate probably 4 or 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so you knew exactly what was going on. It was hard. You couldn't avoid it.
Right.
So, and as for me, I wanted to win, but I was also aware that I didn't want to be the one that took out somebody that ruined their chances. So I was trying to.
Were you really worried about that, Shane? Like, man, if I knocked.
If I could have passed, say I was in second and I could have made a clean pass, I would have, but I wouldn't have just dive bombed Veltman or Cecil or Mikey, take them out just to win it.
Yeah.
Because that, to me, that wouldn't be the way to win it.
Well, there's two types of dive bombs, right? You dive bomb going taking them up, or you could dive bomb on the outside and dive bomb in, right?
Right.
Dive bombing in is a lot cleaner than dive bombing and taking them up off the turn.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes, because your momentum,
right,
one way is going to go up, and then your momentum the other way is going to.
Unless they're diving on you, then you're going to hit if you go on the inside. But I see what you're saying. You want to be as clean as possible, but I would dive bomb on the inside, maybe not taking them up, but I'd go up down.
I mean, the fact is, you're still a racer, man. You're still you invested a lot of money. You know, you want to win. So I mean, I don't think you would have tapped your brakes and let them go by. Well, I don't know.
Not. I mean, but so in my situation, and I've touched on that a little bit with Danny. That class 17 and it wasn't 17 to 20x. It was 17 and over X. So I want to say at the Grands that year, we had either 30 seconds or 16th round. And to show you the difference from what it is now, so motos were easy because there were so many of us that, and the transfer system back then was 3 rounds, and you had to win to get out. So it was 1-1-1 for the 3 rounds.
Wow! So you actually were putting together a good day just to get to the point where you're on the gate in the main.
Well, it gets even better. Motos were easy because there were so many of us that everybody was spread out. So I got through first round. Once you got to either 32nd or whatever it was next round, it then went from what we had, probably 6 riders in the moto, to 8 riders taking 3. It was that way all the way until semis. Every round, 8 taking 3, 8 taking 3. And then finally in the semis, it was 8 taking 4. And then you get your 8 in the main. So for me, and I think throughout the day, I think I was taking between 2nd and 4th. So I was getting through. I was doing what I needed to. Getting to the main was almost just like.
That's a win almost, right?
That was a win. And I wasn't even upset after the finish because it's like I finally made a main at the Grands in that class.
You guys want to see the clip really quick before Shane goes on with that story? What do you think?
I want you to play it, but just for the record, I know exactly what race you're talking about. I clipped this race out, and I put Golden Earring behind it, the music.
Oh, sweet.
Tone, and this was my first video that ever went viral. I think I got like 280,000 views on this thing, but go ahead. I know what you're talking about.
All right, so I'll do my best so you guys could see it, but I don't know if you can see it.
There's Mad Dog.
Blurry.
Eric is on factory TW. And then Cecil's right next to
where are you, Shane?
Mike's on Haro.
I'm on 3 or 4. I'm next to Carter.
Eric bumped the gate a little bit. Oh, man. So Eric's kind of out of it.
Right there, I'm next to Belton.
Oh, he gets the pop. Look at Mike's on the outside. Cecil's trying to get in there. Oh!
So I'm right behind Mike.
Mike's still sitting 2. Let's see if he can make the move on Milwee. Look at. Oh, he bobbles a little bit.
Mike keep passing the last turn.
Pedaling. Oh, Steve Veltman's getting in
Steve's in there too on McDonald's.
Here we go.
Right here.
Oh.
He's got to finish. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude,
Got it. It's so exciting. Like I said,
That's one of my favorite races, dude. And
I
to know that you were in that, man.
One of my favorite too.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So when you were in the, you said you were sitting around 5 or whatever, and you were seeing all the action happen. Could you see Mike make the move? Did you see him set it up, or were you just trying to keep yourself on 2 wheels?
Yeah, I wasn't close enough to really. I was just trying to do my best. So
Yeah.
at that point, I wasn't close enough to have any influence on the end result. But I will say, Danny Millie,
Yeah.
he was fast, especially at Orange. Of course, everybody from Orange was fast. Yeah, he was definitely fast. And
He got off perfect on that one.
Shane, we're the same age, right? You're 58?
No, I'm 57.
Okay.
I just turned.
So when you in that race, you would have been 18 or 17?
So it was 87, so I'd have been
17.
Yeah.
No, 18.
Dude, probably 19.
19. Shit.
I was 19.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I think I was 17.
Yeah, I just turned 19 in September.
Hey, Shane, we haven't posted this yet. It was on the salami one that we did yesterday, but I had a question about the pay-ins from a pro perspective. Remember that, Danny?
Yeah.
And we were, I don't know if we ever came, I think we settled on ABA National. The pro pay-in was $60. Is that what we thought it was?
Oh, you're talking about the entry fee?
Entry fee?
Yeah.
What was the entry fee for you for an ABA AA Pro to race? Was it 60 or was it more?
I don't actually remember. I don't even remember what it was.
What'd you pay?
I don't even remember. My mom actually took care of, and actually the sponsor that I had for that race, they would have paid my entries. So I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I want to be that fast where I don't have to worry about how much it costs to race. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, we had to take care of travel, hotel, but I believe they took care of entries.
That's one, Danny, that's one of the reasons why I never went pro, to be honest with you. I didn't want to pay and then lose. I'll race pro, but I don't want to pay.
Yeah. Hey, when you go to like a state race now, and you pay a little bit more to race, man. It's not that cheap to race a Gold Cup qualifier or a state qualifier. It's like I think I paid $50, I think, or something like that to race a local. But it's so fun, so it's kind of worth it. You don't really think about the money. You're just thinking about how much fun it's going to be.
What is membership?
Yeah, membership's $80 now, which is kind of high, but it includes you get an automatic cruiser membership when you sign up, so you don't have to have dual memberships, which I think is kind of lame in a way because I'm not interested in racing cruisers anymore. So just give me the 20-inch, the 20-inch one, But it's all good. I mean, you can't be $30 forever. It's 2025 now, so. Because I think the first time I got an ABA membership, I don't even think it was $30. I think it was like 25 or something like that. I can't remember. It's so long ago.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple of questions for you, man. I don't think we've asked you these questions yet, so if we have, bear with. I apologize.
All right.
What kind of you seem like an intellectual guy that would before the races you go into your. I would guess that you go into your cocoon. You're running the track, jump by jump, you're line by line. Were you that type of focus guy, or were you kind of guy that didn't think about it? Like I didn't think about it. I'm like, whatever happens, and maybe that's my detriment. But what kind of pre-race, especially at big races when you're racing these guys, what kind of stuff did you do before the race to get prepared or to get ready?
For me, it was kind of a two-edged sword to where I don't know that I have the confidence in myself that I should have, but I also knew that if I executed my start, that I had a chance to beat anybody. And the one thing, like for that race, once you get into the qualifiers, and the more you do, the start is everything. And it's kind of like you're not guessing, but when you're initially going to go, you go. And so I would focus on, and also at that point, it wasn't random. It was right everybody wants to get.
Start, man.
Yeah.
I like to be the guy that invented that. Slug him in the mouth. Go ahead.
I hurt my back on that badly. I'll tell you that story after he's done.
So no, it was more about me because like during the week, if it was a big race, I knew there was a group of riders that anybody could win. And so I needed to make sure that I came in prepared and my gates were on. I wasn't as good of a passer as like Eric or Mikey. So I depended a lot on my start. And like that Pro Spectacular race the following year, that semi that I won, probably the best start I ever had. And it was like, if I got a good gate, I usually did pretty well. I could usually, so that I didn't try to overanalyze it because I could psych myself out.
You're psyching me out right now, dude.
You know, you got to think of it this way, Kevin, because like for us, we check the moto sheets, and it's just a bunch of guys you don't know, most of the time, and then or you realize who's fast and who's not. But if you're Shane and you check the moto sheets, you go, holy shit, I got to race Mike King, Cecil Johns, Eric Carter, Steve Veltman. I mean, holy crap! It's almost like, how do you not beat yourself before you even get on the gate? How do you not?
That would motivate me in a weird way, because I would think I have nothing to lose, right? If I'm racing 7 fast dudes, it's like if I beat 2 of them or 1 of them, I'm up, right? So that would motivate me to ride fast. It's when I'm the fastest guy in the moto where you're worried about guys passing you, where I would play defense and hit the brake and put my foot out in the turns, stuff like that. I mean, that's personally from my perspective.
You know, I actually experienced that, Kevin, because there was like I was a sophomore in high school, I believe, and a lot of kids in high school knew I was a racer. And there was a bunch of kids that just started racing. There was about 3 or 4 of them. They were all my age, and we were in English class. And they're like, "Hey, Danny, are you going to race the double point this weekend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, And we all ended up racing each other. They put all the 15 or 16-year-olds together, and they saw me on the gate, and I was looking at them, smiling, thinking, because this is the first. They have never raced at a double or a triple. And I'm like, I'm going to smoke these dudes. And I did. I smoked them in the first round, right? And I rolled back to the car already qualified. And I'm like, it's going to be an easy day at the office. I remember joking around, right? And then they realized, oh, he's faster, but he's not that fast. I ended up finishing 3rd that day, dude. And one of the kids, I'll never forget, his name was James. And he's a taller guy than I was. And we were in class. He goes, I was intimidated because I knew you were a racer. But once I realized he's not that good, I knew I could beat you. And I was like, I couldn't even argue with him because he beat me that day,
I know it sounds lame, like I think I'm fast, but I almost liked Ray coming from 2nd to pass for 1st, almost because it was a lot less stress until I got. Once you get in the lead, that's when I started worrying. I've said it before on the podcast.
How hard is, dude? That's perfect, Kevin, because I can't tell you how many times I was in 1st place and just freaked out and slipped a pedal or something stupid.
Yeah, dude. It's coming. It's coming. This turn.
Yeah. How do you
Oh, shit.
Shane, how do you overcome those feelings, dude? Because you raced at a much higher level than we did, obviously. So how did you overcome that uncomfortable feeling of being in 1st?
Maybe he didn't have it. Maybe it wasn't uncomfortable for him.
Maybe, all right.
The local level, I had a lot of success.
Yeah.
But racing national level, it's something you have to get used to. And honestly, I don't know if I had gotten in first, coming out of the first turn at that race.
Yeah.
Well, how I would have responded. But I will tell you, the Pro Spectacular race that I won the semi, it was one of 2 times the whole time I raced where I was in the zone. No idea how I got into it. As soon as I came out of the gate, everything was quiet. Everything slowed down. Didn't care who was. It was just.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And if you watch that
awesome.
race, I make no mistakes because I'm just totally relaxed. Yeah,
dude, that's awesome. I saw that. I saw that movie with oh my God, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was playing a major league pitcher, and when he would get on the mound and he was about to pitch, he would it was called The Perfect Game, I think that movie was called. I think it's Kevin Costner, and he would get ready to pitch and he'd be like, clear the mechanism, and everything would just shut off, and all he sees is the catcher. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could actually do that.
It was amazing. And like I said, I had no idea how I got into it, but it clicked. And yeah, it was just.
Danny, were you ever really worried about your start, or was that a stress? I mean, rate your race. Number 1 is your start. Number 1 is your first straight acceleration. In terms of importance for your racing, what was more important to you, man?
Because of my size, I'm not the most powerful big guy, so I had to really rely on my twitchiness. The snap was really important to me. I knew that my first couple of pedals, I can hang with just about anybody, so I really had to focus on a good snap. That was number 1 priority to me. If I can get to the first turn first, I had to really, really focus on my inside line. There was many times I'd get outpowered, so I had to become defensive. If that helps you, because you mentioned it, Kev, you tap your brakes, and I knew that if I felt somebody coming in, I had to shut the door.
Or just gradually move up. You come in mid turn and just gradually move up until not dirty. Just pull them up until they got a break, until you hit the brakes.
I've been in the receiving end of that, so I've been pushed over the top of a turn.
I was doing that for you when we race, dude.
Yeah, because like if you look at Shane's size and your size, so you guys are both pretty big dudes. So if you guys pushed me high, there wouldn't be a lot I could do. I wouldn't be able to move you physically, so I had to stay off of you. I had to get away from you. Otherwise, you were going to put me over, and it's happened. That's embarrassing when you go over the top of a turn.
I'm only 5'8".
Oh, I thought you were taller. Well, okay, but you look taller in the races. And
your picture's taller, dude.
Yeah.
And mind you, Wednesday night at Kearney, the practice, we could have Mikey, Sean Texas, and other fast locals to practice with, Kiyomi Waller. So getting to practice with them was a huge help. I remember.
Oh yeah, you're racing with some of the best. You're practicing with some of the best. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the nights with Texas, came on the inside of him and kind of went into him to kind of bump him out of the way. Didn't go very well. He was like a wall, and he didn't move. So, and I will say,
just bounce off of him?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
For his size, he was one of the nicest, gentle guys you'd ever meet. I got to actually travel with him and Richard Fleming, and we went up to Oakland. I forget where we were going. It may have been Stockton, or got to meet Sean's brother.
Oh, really?
Who was bigger than Sean.
Damn.
So, yeah, it was his genes, his parents. He was all natural. There was nothing. Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He was all compared to his brother.
Were you a light watcher, Shane, or did you just go on instinct? You haven't timed. I never watched the game. I never watched the lights one time.
I fluctuated, but because it wasn't random. I was trying to. I think I would try to go when the word lights started. Is when I would start my snap. So compared to how it is now, way easier back then.
With the random though, you're going to hear a beep before it's going to actually go. So as soon as you hear that beep, you got to commit to snapping at that point. So it's you can time it, but not like the old days. It's nothing like that. Like you have to. I was mentioning to you guys, I got really hurt like my first year racing in 2012. I was so used to just launching when it said riders ready, and I did it, and I launched in practice and flipped over, and man, my back was tweaked for 2 weeks. Sciatic nerve is no joke. So yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, dude, my starts were so inconsistent that either I hit the gate or I hole shotted, dude. Either one, it was never in between, dude.
Oh, so what is you told me, asked me what my number one was. What would be yours?
First turn for me, dude. I love the first turn.
Oh, first turn?
Dude. First turn with everything, dude.
Nobody else liked it racing you, but you like the first turn.
I love the first turn, dude. I love it. I love setting up for the first turn. It's a split-second decision, right? Do I go wide? Do I go middle? Do I go inside? Do I ride them high? And if you're in the back, like normally I was in second or third, and I could kind of pick where I wanted to go, and it was just great. The first turn was the best for me, the funnest. I think I was probably at my best on the first straight. Like I had a lot of power on the first straight, but my gates were not that great.
Maybe
I never did a practice gate in my life outside of the track. I would practice at the track during practice, but I never said, "Oh, I need to work on my gates this weekend," and go. No, never.
I think that was Terry Tennette's thing, man. Sometimes he'd go to a race and not participate in gate practice. He goes, "I've raced here before." That's how confident that dude is, man. That's nuts. I'm like, you didn't do any gate practice? What the hell, dude?
It could be a psych out to your competition too. Like they don't see you on the gate. They're like, oh shit, what's going on with that?
Yeah, they can't measure you up.
Because what's the first thing you do when you get on the gate in practice, right? You think, I don't care who's on the gate with you. You're thinking, I gotta get this guy in the first turn.
Dude, everybody tries to win practice.
Right? If you're not doing gates for practice, your competition doesn't have that gauge of how fast you're going to be in the first turn.
Right.
I don't care. Even now, if I went to the track, I'm going to say whatever the biggest kid on the track is, I'm going to get on the gate with him. I'm going to see, hey, can I get this guy? Can I stay with this guy in the first jump for the first turn?
There you go, man.
That's how I gauge. And then by the first turn, I'm wiped out and I'm done.
That's awesome, man. So, hey, Shane, do you think there's any truth to be kind of leaning on what Kevin was saying? Do you feel when you're racing faster people, you're just naturally going faster, even if you're not winning, you're going faster?
Yeah, the only way to truly improve your speed, and this goes for any type of racing, is to go do laps with the fastest riders. Because you're not going to get fast if you're riding with people your speed or slower. You're not going to learn anything. The only way to improve, and it's like, so supercross or motocross. If somebody will say, so the guy in second passes the guy in first, and they'll say, well, now the guy in second, let's say it's Eli to Jet. Well, now he's going to try to hook onto him to try to learn his lines, find out where he's faster than him. So yeah, absolutely. It was way more fun doing practices when you had national caliper riders. It just, because, okay, so you're going up against lesser riders, not and you're winning your practice.
Yeah.
How well do you know you did? But if I'm practicing with Mikey or Doug Davis, Sean Texas, I can get an accurate judge that, I'm at least in the ballpark with them.
Was there ever a night where you guys had I know a lot of you guys that are pros especially just go practice, but did you ever have a local race where you guys were all just thrown down? No one ever raced, huh?
There was Mikey tended to race more locals than Doug. I didn't blame him because what they were going for as to what I was doing at the local level, it didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the only time they would really come out is if it was a bigger race, like a double, triple, or a Gold Cup qualifier, something to that effect. But just a local race, Wednesday night race, no, they would come out to practice and then take off.
Yeah, because Kevin was talking about that a couple episodes back. He said that, I never had big name riders show up to our track, and he raced at Azusa. That's like pretty legendary, right?
Yeah.
That track. So I'm like,
people don't believe me. There was one pro, and he was on my team. He was my teammate, and he was a single A, and I was 17X, and he never had a class, and I raced him every damn night. I raced him. So I guess you could say I raced pro every night.
So now I will say, I know up at Orange, the Wednesday and Friday nights, the top amateurs would race. I mean, they were pulling 100 motos for a local.
Wow.
Yeah, it was huge. And the old saying there was, if you could win at Orange, you could win anywhere. And it was true.
Because that's where all the talent was. We had some pretty deep talent here in NorCal, don't get me wrong, but I can't even imagine going to Orange racing on a Wednesday night in 100 motos. I never seen that on a local.
Well, the funny thing was pros that were, maybe there was a national relatively close, they would show up to Orange and get smoked by the amateurs.
Wow.
Like Millweed, Jeff Donnell, they would that gate was probably my favorite gate anywhere I went. It was fast, and the angle of it was, for me, just perfect.
You mentioned Jeff Donnell twice.
Fast.
When I interviewed Jason, one of my first 5 interviews I interviewed Jason. And he was talking about because he was at Azusa, like every time I was there, Jason was there. But that wasn't his home track. He said La Mirada was his home track. But he mentioned his brother, and I go, well, how old is your brother? His brother was my age. So his brother was 16, 17X when I was 16, 17X. And I go, why didn't your brother race when he was there? He raced all the time. I go, I that's how crappy my memory is. I don't remember racing Jeff Donnell, but I had to, because if he was there when Jason was there racing, I see Jason there all the time. So I probably raced Jeff Donnell a lot. I just don't remember. But he was fast, I heard.
He had a badass mini truck, too.
Yeah. Well, he was in the clique with, like, Billy Griggs, and there were a couple others with the mini trucks. He always had a factory ride.
Wow, I don't remember racing him. I had to have.
Well, he was
Must have, dude.
He turned age group before I did, and then I would turn and meet back up with him.
And he would meet me, in 17X, come from 16X.
Correct.
Yes, I was born in 67. You were born in 68, I believe?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he was probably, I'm guessing he's somewhere early 68, like March, April, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So anyways, I just thought I just bring that up. I must have raised Jeff Donnell. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, he was very fast. At Orange, he was probably the guy to beat out of everybody.
Really?
Yeah, he was fast.
Man, that's like
the guy to beat at Azusa for me was Dave Wilson. I don't. Do you ever race Dave Wilson? You know who he is?
No, I don't.
Dave Wilson was one of the first original JMC riders. He was like 7X or something like that when he was on JMC. And the first production JMC ever made went to Dave Wilson when he was on JMC. Anyways, when I got to the track in 16X, I was racing Dave Wilson when we were the same age. 16X.
Lots of Wilsons.
Yeah. And he was. I never did beat him. I don't remember beating him. But yeah, he was fast. I never knew if he went to Orange or not. That's why I was asking.
Now, wasn't Azusa Matt Hayden's home track?
Yeah, but Matt Hayden was 2 years younger than me. Matt Hayden raced with my brother. A lot of good races with my brother, dude. Ooh, yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dude. My brother Dyson with Matt. I'll talk about it. I'll go, dude, okay. He beat Matt Hayden a couple times, but if I bring it up, he's so like, I don't want to talk about it, dude. Like, I go, dude, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it, dude. He's so like, he doesn't want to admit that he was fast. He's like scared to admit that he was fast.
Okay, I got a trivia.
What's that?
Trivia. Matt Hayden was the first to accomplish what at a national?
Quadrupled.
You're good.
I didn't even know. I drew a blank. I'm like, I don't know.
Who was he waiting for at the time?
Bandito.
Damn, you got the 2 points there, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin went at it with John Salami last night, and John.
That was bloody. It was a bloody mess, dude.
I was watching the trailer. I guess you can call it a preview of what we're doing yesterday, and I was like, damn, Kevin had this strategy, man. He's like, I'm going to get all the pop culture ones, and then I'm going to go after him in BMX. In the meantime, John was smacking every question. He got them almost all right. And then by the time they were going head-to-head what was left with BMX, they were tied at the end, dude. I had to keep going with questions until one of them missed. It was awesome.
Let me go back real quick, Joe. Let me go, Shane. Do you ever remember a guy named Jeff Lewis that was on Factory Mongoose? He was your age. No, he was Matt Hayden's age.
I had a teammate named Jim Lewis.
Okay,
I don't remember.
So my brother had to race Jeff Lewis, who was Factory Mongoose, and Matt Hayden, who was Factory GHP at the time. And he beat Jeff Lewis a lot more than he beat Matt Hayden. But he raced two very, very fast factory guys every week. And yeah.
God dang, man. And he's got mad bragging rights, dude. And
bragging rights, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll never talk about it. He'll never even acknowledge that I'm right. He won't even acknowledge that he beat the pro on our team at 14. I go, dude, you beat our team pro when you were 14. He's like, I don't know, dude. I go, come on, man. I get mad at him all the time, dude.
Yeah, hey, the closest I ever got to Matt Hayden was in staging. I've never raced him. And I think we were in Bakersfield, and he was on Diamondback. And I was never on a team, so I was looking right at him, and he kept looking at me, and I kept looking at him, and he kept looking at me, and I was just looking at him because I was starstruck, man. And he was probably thinking, "What do you want?"
I was on the starting hill at Azusa when he got on GHP, and he shows up with his new GHP and his new kit, and we were all, "Whoa, man, check this shit out, dude!" And he was like, "Yeah, what's up, dude? What's strutting his stuff, dude?" And
oh, really?
Yeah, I asked him about it at Dirty Fast, and he goes, "I don't remember none of that, dude." I go, "Okay, whatever, dude." But I couldn't like fanboy. The guy was younger than me, right? So I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." But he was looking sick. But I could tell he was stoked when he got his GHP kit when he would show up to Azusa.
Hey man, I remember Justin Green showing up to our track, and he was on Diamondback at the time, and he's much younger than I am, dude. And I was still kind of starstruck. I was like, "Damn, that's Justin Green." I got a few years on him. He's not that much younger than me, but I'm definitely, I was too old to have raced him. But I was like, "Whoa, Justin Green's here." I thought same thing with what was the other guy? Oh my God, Jason Jensen. He showed up to our locals. Yeah, and he was Dude, that guy was fast. There was a whole TV crew there filming him race.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome, man.
Back then, the teams, like the Diamondback, Hutch, GT, when you were at a race with those teams, you knew you were at a big race. And they all those riders that had those factory sponsorships were legit. They all deserved
to be where they are, basically, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder if they ever got on the gate and said, you know what? I can't let this local guy, unsponsored, a bike shop guy, beat me. I wonder if they ever get on the gate and say, I can't lose to a bike shop guy. Or are they just that much better mentally that they don't think about it?
Good
I don't
question.
know, dude.
That's a good thought, dude.
There's
That's
a picture, NBL Grands, and this was before he got picked up. Jamison Hindler, Levi's, I believe he's got like a white T-shirt, playing, is in front, and I want to say against Hayden, but I'm not. Whoever he's beating is one of the top. So they were out there, totally unknown guys.
See, those are the guys you need to be worried about. The guys that show up in jeans and T-shirts.
Well,
those are the guys you need to worry about.
I didn't like racing guys with jeans and flannels for some reason.
Or that
And a metal block.
They're so fast.
Yeah.
They're so fast, and this is such an inconvenience to them to have to be on the track that they don't even bother putting on their gear.
they want to go listen to Savannah. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
They're so fast. It's like, oh, I got to do this shit again tonight. Okay, fine. I'll just put my jeans on.
Yeah.
The best story I remember, and this was from, I want to say he was 7 or 8X, Derek Garcia, jeans, nothing on his jersey or whatever, doubled at the Grands, I believe, ABA Grands.
Dang.
Finally got picked up. I mean, yeah, he was a legend. And then I think Kuahara picked him up.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
then they did that double jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the case where a total unknown just hadn't gotten his shot. Because a lot of it is circumstance.
Right.
And having the race of your life, results of your life in front of the right people, it's all just
That's the way it goes, man.
a lot of luck, but you got to put the effort in.
All right, guys, let's move on, man. I got some comparisons we can play around with, little show topics. Want to do that, Kev?
Yeah.
All right, because we are already at the hour and 11. Man, we talked for an hour and 11 minutes already.
Dude, you are so focused on the time, dude. Relax.
I try to keep us on a schedule. Otherwise, we'll have 5-hour shows.
He is so paranoid that the episodes would go too long, and like people are gonna tune out. Like right now, like I can't take it no more. I'm out. Dude, they're not gonna tune out, man. Look, we're having fun, dude. He's so dude. We're running late.
And my head is floating, so.
Yeah.
He's Cinderella. He's Spinderella, dude. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So we'll go topic by topic. We're not going to rush through these. I'm going to give you guys a chance to give your opinions, and we'll chat about it. How's that sound?
Yeah.
All right. So if you were Pete Lonkarovich and you had an opportunity to stay on CW or go on to Haro, what would you do personally? Start with Shane. You're the guest.
In that situation, I believe it was a money thing. I believe he wanted a contract from CW, and Haro called him and said, here's our offer.
Yeah, but what would Shane do in that situation? We already know what Pete did.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would probably do what Pete did.
You would have moved on to Haro?
Yeah, I mean, depending upon what the circumstances, but if it's a money thing and it's like they are tripling or 5 times what I was making from CW, it's kind of hard to turn down. And
yeah.
Seeing And it could have been also, he looked at how the circumstance happened with Sean Texas and CW. And I don't know all the details on that. But maybe he thought, hey, they're paying me a boatload of money. And Bob's really trying to build up his team. So personally, I think I probably would have went the same direction he did without knowing all the details. But I'm guessing the money was definitely good. Kind of like the Stu with Huffy.
Yeah.
I think, and I had heard Stu regretted not staying with Redline, but he couldn't turn down the money that Huffy offered.
What do you think, Kevin? You got the same scenario.
I would have gone, but I wouldn't have pissed everybody off like Pete did.
You mean like burn the bridge? You know?
Yeah, I'm more, even though I talk a lot of shit, I'm very professional about things. Believe it or not, I would have tried to have been a little bit more professional about it. If I would have gotten sued, I would have been scared. If I would have gotten served with a cease and desist before the Grands, I'd have been, oh man, give me my jersey back. I'll race for CW. But,
yeah, I was gonna do that. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Certainly, it's a legendary story. It's a great story. But I don't know if I would have had the guts and the stones to just tell CW to pound sand, I'm going with Haro, and show up with a Haro jersey on.
It would have been tough for me knowing that I'm on CW. I've got a good contract. I have my own race frame. They made for me everything. It would be tough, man. And the fear of getting sued, like Kevin said, that would definitely be bouncing around in my head. And I mean, but you know, I see Shane's side too. I mean, if they backed the truck up and said, dude, we're going to give you all this money. We're going to be putting your face all over the place. Yeah, that's, you know, it'd be hard to like turn it down. I don't know, man.
Did that even happen? He wasn't Haro that long anyways, right?
He had a good career on Haro.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he won some titles on Haro, and he moved on to other things, but for a while there, he was like the premier dude. You know, he was in there, yeah.
Now that you brought up the contract situation, was he still under contract with CW and he voided it out? Is that
look? I'm a nobody, but on Wikipedia you can read for yourself. I believe that he was still under contract with CW and he was served with a cease and desist when he showed up to the Grand or some rate. It might have been the Grand.
Yeah, it was the Grands, I believe. He showed up with the Haro uniform on,
and I think he had April Fools on the back of his jersey.
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Yeah, it did say April Fool.
Really?
So,
yeah. He didn't just leave. He kind of like poked the bear on his way out. You know what I mean? Which is kind of legendary.
And I think he ended up winning the Grands that weekend.
Yeah. So it was like,
I didn't know that.
I got an easier one for you guys now. Here's an easy one. Are you ready? High top vans versus low top vans. Where do we fall in that spectrum? I
only wore low top, so.
Dude, high top vans were the shit, dude.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
Hold on. Not for racing, okay? When I went racing, it was low tops, right? But pre 83, 80, 81, 82, 79 in that area, dude, I wore nothing but blue Vans high tops with white socks pulled up to my knees with OP shorts and a cut-off lightning bolt shirt. That was my riding attire, dude. with wristbands.
I love that, dude. That's such a typical 80s look, man.
Oh,
I've never owned a pair of high top Vans. Never. I've only had the low top.
They're rock.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
but do you,
question.
Yeah.
I know for me with my Vans, I would wear them. I would end up having the pedal cage kind of burned into the sole. Did you guys have the same?
100%.
I didn't have a pedal cage. I had DX pedals, but they were all chewed up right in the middle for sure.
I could see where the Sun Tour pedals were on my feet on my Vans. Yeah. And I didn't ride correctly because you know you're supposed to ride on the ball or your foot or the front. Yeah. My pedal was like straight in the middle of my shoe. I don't know why I did that, but that's how I rode.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you guys split on that one, huh? High versus low?
I gotta go high, and 2 different colors.
2 different.
I agree with that.
All right, man. 1987. You can choose. You could either be a freestyle megastar or a BMX racing megastar. Which one are you going to want to be?
Racing.
Both of you guys went racing. All right.
Not even close.
Yeah, because we're racers. I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You know, I would go with racing just because I'm a racer too. But there has a lot to be said about freestyle, and especially around 87.
You can't be a pure racer, right? I think that if you could do a little freestyle, tire tap 360s, curb endos, 180 with a fakie, rock walks, light stuff, nothing crazy. I think it increases and it makes your bike handling better rather than the guys that just strictly race. I don't know if you agree with that, Shane.
I agree with it, but I also say going out to do trails, going out to play a ride, get away from the track, and go have fun. That's why everybody starts doing it, to have fun. And
right.
You can, during training and nationals, you can lose the fun aspect of it. So yeah, go trail ride, go screw off.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple episodes back too. It was with the I asked Kevin, I go, did you have more fun racing or did you have more fun jumping? And it was like we both kind of went,
Jumping.
I don't know. Yeah, because going out and hanging out with friends and jumping was, man, that's a lot of fun, especially if you had a good group of people riding with you, you know?
And Shane, dude, I don't know if you agree, but that's when the stones are shown. When you're up on top of going down for a jump, there's no hiding, man. There's no faking it, dude. Either you're going over or you're not. Period.
That is so funny, man.
Those were where you'd go, hey, we're going to meet up at wherever, a jumping spot. Those were always, racing for me turned into just, I want to win and a lot of pressure put on myself. But just going out, a group of friends.
Dude, the local bragging rights. Who did the biggest jump? Who jumped the farthest? That was it, dude. That was it. I did it. I'm top 3, you know, in my city. That was everything, dude. Age had nothing to do with it. Nothing. You could get out jumped by a kid that was 4 or 5 years younger than you. It was all about local bragging rights for us.
Awesome, man. That's such a good damn. I love when you talk about that stuff, Kev, because you're passionate about that, man. All right, I got the next 3 comparisons are more like pop culture, not references, but things that we would have experienced in the 80s. So let's say it's 1987. Do you prefer to go out to your local, I don't know, Hollywood Video, Blockbuster Video, or would you rather go to the movies back in the 80s?
Movies.
Oh, you're a movie guy, huh, Kev?
Yeah.
Where are you thinking, Shane?
Westwood.
Okay,
the Westwood down by UCLA. We used to go down to Westwood. Not 87. In 87, I was in the Marine Corps. But 85, 86, going down to Westwood and watching the premiere of Top Gun. Oh, dude, yeah, that was good shit.
I loved going to the movies, dude. Yeah.
I'm on board with that with Kevin. Some movies, you just have to see it in the theater. IMAX now. Home theater just doesn't do it justice. And then other movies, it always was fun going to Blockbuster and trying to figure out, especially when you had a bunch of choices. Okay,
Yeah.
one choice and this sucks. I'm never going to hear the end of it. So,
I liked going to the video stores. I think it's like it's something that my kids will never experience. You know, they're all in their 20s, so they never grew up with going to a video store. You know,
were there video stores in 87?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. 100%, man. Yeah, there was a lot of mom and pop video stores until later in the 80s, and then your bigger box like Blockbusters and stuff came out and stuff like. Hey, but the mom and pop video stores, they always had that weird curtain, and behind that curtain was all adult movies.
I spent a lot of time behind the curtain, dude.
You did? Hey, yo, this is how things are so much different because now, you know, if you're going to watch an adult movie, you could just, it's on the internet, right? But back in the day, dude, you had to go through the embarrassment of like, I got to go behind the curtain and they all know I'm here.
My buddy owned a video store in like the early 90s, and it was great. I didn't have to go behind the curtain anymore, dude. He just had a whole stack of them waiting for me. Like going there.
Kevin. All right, man, that's pretty cool. Okay.
I hope no one knows what we're talking about. Go ahead.
All right. In the 1980s, would you prefer to watch MTV or HBO?
MTV, dude, by far.
No way. For real?
Yeah.
What do you think, Shane?
HBO was kind of like upper echelon of TV. And so that was always special to me.
Okay.
But I remember when MTV launched, that was awesome to actually see the groups and the creativity. And unfortunately, and Kevin, I'm sure knows this, it's either now done, MTV is now off the air, or
it's officially finished. Yeah, it's just officially ended.
Sad day. Although I don't remember the last year they played actual music videos, turn into real world and stuff like that. But
yeah, it hasn't been just hardcore video all day for many years, but still, it was like they started the whole. If you think about it, they started the reality TV thing with the Real World, right? Wasn't that how it all started in MTV?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was an HBO guy, guys. I'm gonna tell you, man, I love watching movies.
You remember Studs on MTV?
No. What was that?
It was a dating show on MTV. I tried to get on Studs one time.
Did you really?
Yeah.
what happened?
Hey, did you wear the fake glasses when you went in?
No, I don't have my glasses, dude. I went in without my glasses, dude. I went in Clark Kent style. No, I went to Studs first. One day I went to Studs, and the next day I went to Love Connection, dude. And I was probably like 24 or 25. Dude. And
Wow, I remember that show. Wasn't it Chuck Willery was the
we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah. I got farther on Love Connection. I got to like they had like initial like a group cattle call, and then they went down. I went through 2 whittles, and you had to pick. They had like a side of girls and a side of guys, and the guys had to say, okay, right in front of the girls, which one of these women would you pick that you find attractive? And then you had to pick 2 of them, and then they picked 2 guys. And then it goes back and forth, and no one picked me, so I was out.
Oh, you're a good-looking dude, Kev. Sorry you experienced that.
So
Studs was stressed. I tried to get on both of them. Anyway, Studs on MTV.
You should have worn the glasses, dude. It probably would have hyped you up, man.
Sure.
You would have said your name was Jericho or whatever.
All right, guys. In the 1980s, prior to you driving, was your main transportation your bike or a skateboard?
Bike.
Mine too, man. I didn't really like riding skateboards that much. Maybe because I wasn't very good at it. I never saw the appeal of it. You know, I think I was in front of my grandmother's house riding a skateboard, and I hit what I think was like an acorn or something on the ground, face planted, big black eye, done with skateboards. That was it for me.
We skated definitely, but we drove before we even had driver's licenses, so it's really not a fair. I mean, I was driving illegally when I was probably.
That's probably because Kevin, your dad had probably 10 cars sitting in the driveway.
I had 2 cars before I was even 16. But we used to steal our friend's car and mom's car, and we got busted because we changed the radio station. In mom's B210, and she goes, "You guys stole my car last night. I know that because you changed my radio station." That's how we got caught.
Did your parents ever check the mileage on the cars at all?
Not on my car, my friend's car. But no, not on our cars. Dude,
Yeah,
our cars were old, dude. They had like 240,000 miles on it, dude. No one cared about our cars.
Man, I'm gonna tell you guys this story. I was like, My parents, I think I told you, Kevin, my parents bought that Fiero GT, you know, which I still have, man. I'm probably proud to say I still have it, but I was about 16, man, and my parents went to Lake Tahoe. And my girlfriend at the time, my high school sweetheart, she goes, let's take your mom and dad's car. And I had a little VW Rabbit. I'm like, why? I mean, let's drive my car. She goes, let's just take it. And I'm like, just drive it around for a little while. And I'm like, okay, you know, so we did it, got away with it, and then put the car back. And then I think probably a month or so later, my parents went to Tahoe again. And she goes, let's take the car out. And so I'm getting more bold now. Now I'm driving around the whole weekend. And it was raining, and it stopped raining, so the ground was all wet. And I was driving, I'm coming up on a red light, and I wasn't paying attention. The light turned red, and I hit the brakes. There's no anti-lock brakes back then, right? So the car goes into a skid, and I slide all the way out in the middle of the intersection. And my eyes got huge. I thought I was about to get crushed. Nobody was coming, so I put the car in reverse, and I slowly pulled back where the limit line was. And these two women were in their car next to me, and they were shaking their head, laughing at me, you know. I never put the car back in drive, dude. So when the lights turned green, I hit the gas and it flew backwards. And there was like nobody behind me. But at that moment, I'm like, I'm taking this car home right now. That's it. Party's over, dude. I was like, that was my sign not to borrow my parent's car, man. You were
not meant to break the law, dude. No. Hey, did you guys ever bomb down hills in your car in the rain and then pull emergency brake and go?
No, much worse.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe. So I'm probably 10 to 12, and neighbor at the time, he had a little Datsun, and where I grew up, place called Spring Valley, there's a hillside called Dictionary Hill. So the one main part of the hill, it's really tall. I don't even know how tall, but it goes kind of like a ski jump where you go down, it does this, down, this, and then it bowls down and back up. He's like, hey, let's go. I want to try something. Sure. We go up to the first one, up to the second one, and he's like, he does a U-turn. He's like, hey, we're gonna try to catch some air.
Oh, a car.
In a car.
Oh.
So we start going down, and we're probably, I don't know, 50 feet or so before and he lets off the brake. Somehow he didn't crash us. I don't know how much air we got, but it was like, holy crap.
Was it like Starsky and Hutch? You were just like, ah!
It was like a downhill and just kind of like a ski jump. And then I remember it probably wasn't as far away as I felt.
Yeah.
We released the brake. Fortunately, he hit it square, and we just kind of went off and landed. Because if he would have been just a little bit off,
yeah, you would have landed crooked, and then it would have been over.
It would have been over. And that car was not made for any.
No car really is.
In fact, at some point, I'll make a drive down there, and I'll take a picture for you guys and show you what it was that we went down.
That's awesome, dude. I didn't expect Shane to say they jumped a car, man. All right, Kevin, you have
I'm feeling that story.
Kevin, you have to have a car story, dude. You have to have one.
I was a hostage.
Many of them, dude.
I was a hostage.
Oh, he's like, I'm not even taking the blame.
I was a hostage in that situation. So
you got busted.
Yeah, somebody was looking out for us on that one.
That's pretty funny, man. All right, man. Let's see.
Okay, can I tell the flashlight story?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
So my brother had a 72 Fiat 500 coupe. He bought it for $200 from some rock star. And this thing was the biggest piece of shit you've ever seen. Like the alternator didn't work, so we had to bring like 4 extra batteries in the truck. So when that battery would die, we would just hop out, put a new battery in, and keep going. Right?
Wow.
Well, the headlights didn't work in the car, and one weekend we were tooling around on a Friday night, and chasing girls and stuff like that around, going to parties on a Friday night, and we get pulled over because the headlights don't work. Right?
Yeah.
And the cop pulls over and goes, "What the hell are you guys doing? You guys need headlights." But the running lights work. So we had the running lights on. We go, "No, those are right there." You guys like, "That's your running lights. That doesn't count. I want you to take this car back home, and I don't want to see it back out on the road tonight unless you have headlights." We're all, "Okay, fine." So we go back home, and we're sitting around my garage, and my brother do you remember those flashlights that were big squares?
Yeah.
That you put the big square batteries in there, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So we got 2 of those flashlights, and we taped them onto the front of the car, right? On the top of the hood, right? And we took off, and we're tooling around. We weren't breaking any laws, but we certainly weren't doing the right thing. And the same cop pulls us over.
Oh!
Again, and he comes out and he's laughing his ass off, dude. He's like, "Dude, good try, but it ain't gonna work, man."
Wait, what year was this car? Do you remember? I have to see what it looks
like. Like a 71 or a 72 Fiat 500.
Fiat 500. I have to see what this looks like so I could just get a visual of what you idiots were doing, man.
Dude, and it was so funny, man. We laugh about that story to this day. Like, dude,
this looks like a little clown car, man. Is that what you had in mind?
No, that's a newer fight. Well, it was a 4-door. It was a 4-door. I'm sorry, it was a 126 sport. Pull up 126 sport.
Okay, Fiat 126.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin has the greatest stories, man. I'm telling you, dude. Okay, that one looks more like a kind of like a little hatchback.
No, that's not it either. What? Maybe it was a 128. Did I say 128?
126.
128. One more time, and then we'll move on.
All right, 128. Oh, it's a coupe, you said, though, right?
It's a 4-door. I'm
it's a 4-door. Okay, let's see if this is it. This could be it. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah. The surfboard racks on top. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, so we had to go home, and we didn't get a ticket, though. That was good.
The flashlight.
He had a sense of humor.
Dude, so Kevin's story, I'm going to just get off topic. That shark story, man. I must have watched. I sent that to so many of my family members, dude. My sister was like, I made me cry. That was so funny. And Shane, if you got to find it, man, well, I'll forward it to you if you haven't heard it. Yeah, it's like that story was ridiculously funny, dude.
I went to the Morrissey concert Saturday night, and we talked about it at dinner before the concert.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
So yeah, I sent the clip to my work teammates of our show yesterday because I said, "Hey, check it out! I'm wearing a Columbia Bank shirt because Columbia owns our company, you know." And they're like, "Oh, you're representing!" And then they were just like, "Man, it's so cool! You guys are on a podcast doing what you love, blah blah blah."
Hey, dude, we need to ask you: do you ever wear white T-shirts? Because I have some merch I can send to you, but you never wear a white T-shirt, so I don't know if you'd even wear it.
I'll wear it, yeah, absolutely. I always wear black or blue or whatever, you know. But I'll wear it.
You wanted to present your lean figure, dude. I don't know. Maybe it was I don't know if that was your color.
Yeah, I like both, dude. I could wear a white one. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Sorry.
All right. So, say again.
Vertical stripes.
Vertical stripes. I was gonna wear a polo and pop the collar for Kevin tonight.
There you go, man.
As a joke. Yeah. All right, man. Did you guys ever record songs off the radio and create your own mixtapes?
I did.
Not the radio.
Never off the radio. You guys didn't do that where you waited for your song to come on?
Oh, no, I did. Now that I remember now.
Yeah, I did that quite a bit, dude. I was like, come on, man. Eye of the Tiger. Let's go. You're waiting for your song to come on. I would have whole tapes that I just recorded off the radio. I'd have to create my own mixtape with it. I've done that before.
I don't remember doing that. No.
Man, Kevin, dang. Man.
No, I created a tape to get me pumped up for races. So like AC/DC, Leopard.
That's a better question. So if you were going to create a mixtape, maybe not so much off the radio, what would you actually do? What would be on there?
Judas Priest, You Got Another Thing Coming.
Oh, that's a good song right there, man. For race day or just in general?
For in general, but mostly for racing too. Awesome song, dude. Awesome.
Oh, that is a good one, man. I definitely like my AC/DC stuff, and definitely, what was it? I think we talked about Scorpions before. I remember them being on a mixtape. Rat was always on a mixtape. Def Leppard, Quiet Riot. I'm thinking of all kinds of stuff that I would just mash into one tape. Yeah.
Dude, Neil Diamond, dude. Neil Diamond motivates me, man.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like
dude.
what? Like Sweet Caroline?
Rock, dude. Rock, dude. I love that.
Hey, yo, but he's got super hype, right?
Dude,
People
I love
that dude.
When I got married, I tried to convince my wife to have Love on the Rocks for our first song.
Yeah.
You dance for your first song, and she's like, "Absolutely not. We're not doing that." I go, "Please, it'd be so funny if we had Love on the Rocks for our first song." And she would do it.
Yeah, it's probably the best you let your wife make the decision.
Probably so.
Shane, what was your first song, Shane, when you got married?
You're gonna have to cut this because I don't.
Oh, dude.
Oh, he doesn't remember.
What about you,
Our
Dan?
wedding was small. Our wedding, so with my wife, God, she set things up, and we did our wedding was at the Estancia in La Jolla, and I think we spent total like $6,000, and we did it like a Saturday morning, I want to say, wedding, because you got a better price. Yeah, because we wanted to use that money to put a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she set all that stuff up, and so I think we had a total of 30 at our wedding, just tight friends and family.
All right.
Yeah, man, I've never had a first wedding dance, dude. Never. I got married twice. Yeah.
Would you elope or something?
Yeah, like I got married at my parents' house to my oldest daughter's mom, and then that didn't last very long. And then I got remarried to my youngest daughter's mom, and then we got married at a hotel, and we had like a banquet room and all that, but there was music playing, but nobody danced. Everybody just ate, chilled, and it was a wrap. I never had a.
You're such a player, dude.
Yeah, dude. I guess if I ever get married again, that'll be my first actual wedding dance because I never actually had one. Yeah.
And so she went to college in Hawaii, and so the whole theme of our wedding was be comfortable. I had the Hawaiian shirt as far as the nice, not the flowers or anything. It was just white. The funniest thing was one of my closest friends that came to the wedding. She had a friend that just so happened to be staying at the Estancia the same day we had our wedding. And I guess she told her, she's like, yeah, I watched this wedding and it was beautiful. And it turned out it was ours. And it was like, yeah. So
I know what hotel you're talking about, dude. I've stayed there.
Yeah. It's on,
really?
It's off the 15 south. Yeah. It's on the La Estancia. It's on the side of the hill. On the 390.
On the coast in La Jolla, on the coastline.
Oh, okay, never mind. Different one.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right.
Next question. What is the craziest thing you've ever done with fireworks when you were a kid in the 80s?
Oh, dude, you don't want to know, man.
I got a story.
All right, go, Shane.
All right. So my first real job, It was a small crew. It was a custom fabricating shop. We'd build for off-road cars, and everybody got along really well. And so one of the pranksters thought it would be really cool. The guy that did a lot of the drafting, he was leaving one day, and a guy named Gary got a bottle rocket, put it in a bottle.
I'm already laughing. I love bottle rockets.
And Mark was like, I don't know, maybe a third of a mile away to the driveway to leave. And he's like, watch this. He had his window down, shoots the firework, the bottle rocket off. It went into the cab of his truck.
Oh.
Mark was livid. He was not happy.
Wait, was the truck in movement when he shot the bottle rocket?
No, he was stopped. And he had his window down. And it's a way to get out of the driveway. He kind of turned just a little bit so you can get. And yeah, there were so many things that could have went bad. It was a perfect shot. It just went into the window.
1 in a million. 1 in a million.
With the bottle rocket, you have no control. I mean, that kid literally missed his, went into somebody else, crashed, whatever. But it was just a 1 in a million shot, and nobody got hurt. Mark was happy, but it's a good story now. So
yeah, I mean, with bottle rockets, my buddy Julius, his dad would go to Chinatown in San Francisco and bring us back the good fireworks. You know what I mean? And he would bring us like bricks of firecrackers, and we'd also get a ton of bottle rockets and things like that. And the bottle rockets, we were bored, man. It was a couple days before 4th of July, and I don't know what we were thinking, dude, but we were shooting those things out of his bedroom out the window, and we don't even know where they were going. I'm like, that is so insane. Now I go, now my logical side of my brain says, dude, that is so stupid. But we were just watching them go out the out the window, man. I don't even know why we thought that was fun, man. Look at Kevin. He's like, I got you guys both beat.
No. The only crazy thing I remember is like lighting a whole brick of firecrackers at the same time.
Oh, the whole brick.
Like they would go off for like an hour. That's all we ever did.
That's it, Kevin. I'm disappointed in you, dude.
I'm disappointed in myself, dude.
you need to go buy some fireworks tonight and create a story.
There you go. I'm gonna light myself on fire.
Hey, the fireworks are a different beast now, dude. It's like here where I'm at, they're legal, but the what they call the safe and sane ones that you can buy from like the stands. But people spend a lot of money on some serious fireworks. I mean, it sounds like a war zone out here, man. On 4th of July, it is just nuts.
I'm too cheap to buy fireworks now, dude. No way.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's burning money in my eyes, you know. Because yeah. But still, man, it's like, I don't know how it is out there, Kev, where you're at, but over here, dude, it's just insane.
It's illegal, but people still do it.
Yeah. Where about you, Shane? Where you're at, is it legal over there, or?
It's same as Kevin. It's illegal, but somehow they'll let them off.
Yeah, last year the police were setting drones out. They were flying around the perimeters of the neighborhoods looking for people launching them. And I can't remember. I think they had 60 people got fined for having illegal fireworks. It's like a $2,000 fine, man.
Oh, wow.
If you get caught with them, yeah. It was pretty crazy. All right, guys, ready for the next question?
Yeah.
All right. Race day or date night? What would you prefer?
Oh, dude, man. I didn't have any dates.
Yeah, let's say
I would have preferred to have a date night, but I didn't have many of them.
How about race day with date night after?
Okay, all right.
Well, that's kind of a perfect scenario, I guess you could say, right?
You know what? I never had this pleasure. I never had the pleasure of going to the track and having my girlfriend waiting for me in between motos, dude, and giving me a little lovey-dovey kiss and a grab here and there. I never had that, dude. All I had was my brother, and I wasn't gonna do nothing with him. That was it, dude.
I've only had 2 girlfriends in high school that would come watch me race. That was the only 2 of them.
Did she give you like a big smooch in between motos, or did she leave you alone?
No, I tried to look cool. Yeah, I had a couple.
I never had that. What about you, Shane? You're a player, I know.
Yeah.
Not a player, but I did have a girlfriend as I got older, and the funny thing, her dad was an ex-Marine sergeant, deep voice, big husky guy. So he had my full respect, and fortunately he liked me. And we dated for almost 2 years. But I met her at the Coal Canyon National.
Did you really?
Well, let me rephrase that. I met her at Kearney, and she and her family came up because her younger brothers raced, and they came up to Coal Canyon National. So that was kind of my first experience with her as far as seeing me race.
I didn't. Did it distract you at all? Did you feel like kind of in a way I was conscious about not looking good. I didn't want to get beat in front of her, so that kind of like rattled around in my head a little bit.
I don't know. I never had that.
Because you're Shane Wimberly. That's why. Double A Pro.
No. And she never put that type of like expectations or anything like that. So
yeah. So that was actually, I guess that's part of growing up, because I mean, if you were playing a traditional sport, like I played baseball too, and every once in a while a girl I was in, like high school girlfriend would come watch a game or two. So it's kind of the same thing, but for BMX, it's a little better because there's no sitting on the bench waiting to play. It's just like, you're there. It's happening. Everybody's playing.
And also in that situation with me, she had two brothers that raced. So,
really?
Yeah. So at a lower level, as far as I think one was intermediate, one was novice. So it wasn't just about coming out to watch me. She also had to.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That takes some pressure off in a sense.
Yeah. So.
Did her brothers look up to you as far as because of your ability?
I would guess. I mean, they were really good to me. They were really cool. The cool thing I found out, the youngest one ended up being the designer of the Dallas Cowboys training facility in Thousand Oaks.
Holy crap, really?
He has some high position with the Cowboys with Jerry Jones.
Wow.
I'm like, hey, remember me?
Yeah, I'm Shane. I was the cool guy.
And then the older brother ended up being a sheriff, and I forget what town, but he ended up being a sheriff. But the younger one that turned into being the architecture, never would have guessed because he was super hyper.
Yeah.
Just a good kid, just really a lot of energy. And the elder one was more mellow.
Okay.
But I come to find out that he had a huge influence. Jerry Jones asked for him specifically to do all the designing and make sure everything went well.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right. You're back. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, dude. Would you rather race, going back to BMX again, let's say we're 17 years old and you could race for Factory Diamondback or you could race for Factory Hutch. Where are you going to go?
Hutch.
I'm going Hutch.
Oh, man. I'm going to say Diamondback. And the reason being is I love the Diamondback colors, man. To be Factory Diamondback would have been sick for me, especially because I like wearing black.
I was never a big Diamondback fan.
Yeah.
But the ironic thing on that, and I think I've mentioned it, I went to junior high with Doug Davis. So
oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was Diamondback, like at that point.
I would think the Diamondback had the bigger budget too, man. That's my guess.
Huge budget.
Yeah, so to be on a team with a huge budget where you don't pay for anything, you just show up, that would be really attractive for me. You know what I mean?
I would race for factory anybody. I don't care who it was.
Well, that's the correct answer.
There you go. That's
I would
true.
race for factory anybody, dude. I don't care.
Hell yeah, I'd be on Factory Kmart if I could be. I don't care. Put me on anything, man.
I've heard
All
Eddie
right.
King talk about all of the perks that they got with Diamondback, and it was like they probably got the most money as far as per diem. And
Damn, dude. I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. Oh, so while he's gone, let's talk about some Nora Cup stuff from 1987. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So I pulled this out of the magazine. This is a 1987 BMX Action. This is going to be from March 87.
Is that Cullinan on the cover or Joe Young or Tim Hall? Fuzzy?
Oh, that's Fuzzy. Yeah. Birmingham. What is it? Birmingham Schwinn or whatever that is?
Yeah.
And then we have the GPVs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually a really cool cover. It's one of the few that I have that have a cover, dude. All right, man. Do you want to hear the top 5 for each category?
Sure.
All right. So the Nora Cup winner for 1987, Tommy Brackens got the Nora Cup that year. Mike Miranda was in second. Pete Lonkarovich, Greg Hill, and Sean Texas. Those are your top 5. Did you race all these guys individually, Shane?
Tommy, no, and I have a story with him.
Okay.
Miranda, no. Texas, yes. Who was the other 2?
Oh, hell, I'll just tell you everybody on here. You tell me if you've raced them before. You ready?
Sure.
All right, so Tommy won it, right? Then it was Mike Miranda. You said you never raced Mike. He's probably older than you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pete Lonkarovich.
Yes.
You did race Pete?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, Greg Hill.
I'm sure I did.
Sean Texas, you definitely raced Sean. Yeah. Harry Larry?
Yes.
Dang, Shane. Okay, Kevin Hull.
Yes. I raced Kevin as an amateur as well.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Eddie King?
I did actually race him at some locals, like Pro-Ams.
Did you really?
Yeah, him and Harry came down.
Sweet. Travis Chiprez.
I raced his teammate Rich. I don't know if I raced against Travis or not.
Yeah, he was number 9, by the way.
The thing about Travis,
yeah,
my gear was usually 44, 45, 16.
Right.
He would run like 40. He would spin. He just spun.
With a 16? 46?
I don't know what he had in the back. His gearing was really small, and he would spin.
Damn. That seems like a lot of work. You know what? So, yeah, how about Ronnie Anderson? He was 10th on the list.
The funny thing about that is I don't remember racing him, but then I saw a video of me racing him.
So you did race Ronnie Anderson. How about Todd Slavic? He was number 11.
Not that I recall.
Okay. Stu Thompson was number 12.
No.
Okay. Mike King, we just saw you race Mike. Yeah. Mike was number 13 for the Nora Cup.
That would have been his first year pro, right?
Let's see. We just watched the Grands in 87.
Yeah, he was still amateur.
Yeah. Eric Root did you ever race Eric Root?
I did. I actually grew up. Eric, at one point, lived 5 minutes from me. So I actually got to do gate starts at his house.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, Kevin, I'm going down the list of the Nora Cup riders, and I'm just asking Shane, did you race him? We're down to number 15. And okay. Billy Griggs was 15th on the list. Did you ever race Billy?
I did.
Billy's fast, huh?
The cover that I got, he's
behind
me on that.
Whoa, dude. Billy Griggs is one of my favorite amateurs growing up, too.
Oh, a story about Billy and me?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't remember this. The very first Grands I ever went to, 84.
Yeah.
Mongoose. and we were in the same moto.
Yeah.
So we were equal on the gate. And then I saw him at the finish line. Hey, Billy, great race. I was so overwhelmed at that race. But,
Wow.
yeah, he was talking fast. That guy was like, and him on a cruiser.
Yeah. He still races cruisers.
Yeah, and his style, I wish I had his style. It just
His style's nuts. He would just throw tabletops in the middle of a race, you know? How about, no, I know you raced Gary Ellis because I saw that center spread of you racing Gary Ellis.
that guy was like him in Texas.
Yeah.
Big guys. Really,
Yeah, he was tall.
Good
Yeah,
man.
he was really tall.
they were men.
Did you race Toby Henderson?
Not that I know of. Not that I remember.
How about Charles Townsend?
I did. Story with Charles. This
Yeah.
was when we were amateur at I want to say it was Black Mountain. I have no idea why it was practice. He was a free agent, white helmet. I think it was practice, and I was behind him, and he slowed down, and he looked at me, and I don't remember if he said anything or started laughing. Like, what the hell? I didn't even know he was. And at that point, I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I knew he was fast. But yeah.
Yeah, so he was 18th on the list. Oh man, did you ever race Richie Anderson?
No, but I definitely looked up to him. I mean, I may have, but I never beat him that I remember.
How about Mike Polson? Have you ever raced Mike Polson? Yeah, he was probably a little bit older. So that's your top 19 riders, because there was a few ties for the Nora Cup in 1987. It was cool, Kevin, while you stepped off. He's raced a lot of these guys, man.
I raced Tommy.
I never even seen him.
What's that now?
I never even saw any of these guys at the track. And I don't know who's on. I don't even know who's on the list, but I guarantee you, I didn't know I was on at the track.
Well,
So
Tommy
here's
Brackens won it. Yeah, go ahead.
Story with Tommy Brackens. The only time I remember racing him was actually at Carlsbad on a 250 motorcycle.
Really?
I was in his race. I was ahead of him. I think I was winning, and I ended up getting an arm pump or something, and he ended up catching me on the last lap. And so I went up to him afterwards because I knew who he was.
Yeah.
And we ended up, he became, I could call him or whatever.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of my best friends at that time, I ended up getting him a sponsorship with Tommy for Brackens.
Oh, nice, man.
Able to go up to his little garage that he was building the frames, and really cool guy.
That's
Quiet,
awesome.
but really cool.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys the top 10 bikes for 1987. And this is for, again, this is for the Nora Cup, Kev. So Skyway came in 10th. Free Agent was 9th. Elf was 8th. Yeah, CW was 7th. Mongoose was 6th. Diamondback was 5. Redline was 4. Haro finished 3rd. Hutch finished 2nd. GT took it. That's crazy. Now, these are voted by the readers for BMX Action, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you would fill out a little card.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So GT had 25% of the votes. Do you guys want to know who last place was? The 20th place bike was a Patterson.
Yes, let me guess.
Oh, go ahead. Well, I said it, but did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay, what do you think?
Okay, is it a well-known company, or is it like something obscure?
Very well known. It actually threw me off when I saw they came in last.
Revcore.
Patterson.
What? Really?
Yeah, Patterson was number 20. It got 0.33% of the votes, which is strange to me because when I think of Kevin and I just did a show where we were like, let's build our dream bike, and we used Patterson frame and forks because we just thought that was way, way up on the list. Did you ride a Patterson, Shane?
No.
Oh, you rode a free agent.
One of the ones I wanted. And I have a theory on why they would have ended up so low.
What do you think?
It could have been that it was just a niche, specialized area. Wherever they were out of, it was
NorCal,
where
I'm at.
it wasn't East Coast. Midwest.
Yeah.
So that could have been the reason. It certainly wasn't because of the quality or.
What year was it? 87?
1987. This is the top 20 87 Nora Cup riders, bikes, and teams. And they were finished.
I thought Patterson must have been on its way down in 87.
Yeah, because you figure, I gave you guys a top 10, but just for, shits and giggles, Cyclecraft was 11th, Schwinn was 12th, SE Racing, Titan, Profile, JMC, Raleigh, Torker, and GHP tied, and then finally Patterson. So some of my favorite bikes are towards the bottom. I don't understand.
JMC was out of business. In 87, JMC wasn't even in business.
Yeah, and they still finished 16th.
I don't think Patterson was either, actually.
I believe they were still going, but maybe you're right, Kev. Maybe it was the light was fading with those guys.
I know JMC closed in 86.
Wow, but they made it. They got 0.51% of the votes. So they didn't get a full percent, but that 25.47% was GT1 by far. Closest was Hutch at 20% of the votes. And then after that, it drops down. Haro got 15%, and then it goes way down after that.
Well, that just dovetails into our episode when we said, what's the greatest BMX company of all time? And we both think GT.
The GT, yeah. So that leads to the number one team. Do you guys want it from one to, first place on, or from the bottom up? What do you think?
Bottom up.
Bottom up. Okay, so there was a three-way tie for last place for the number one teams: Pedal Power, Robinson, and Ralph's. So it's two bike shops, right? Isn't Pedal Power and Ralph's, aren't those bike shops?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they tied with Robinson.
Pedal Power was related to Powerlight, and Ralph's was related to. They had their own frame. I can't remember what the name of their frame was, but I think the Ralph's had their own frame too.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of Ralph jerseys in the magazines. Did you have any experience with that, Shane?
Yeah, the thing about Ralph's, if you had an issue, you needed a part, you needed to replace something, you could always go to him, and he'd always have what you needed. So he was always friendly to deal with, and always had anything you needed, he had.
So that's pretty good that they made the top 20 then. I would say so.
That was definitely a top-tier Southern California bike shop team.
Yeah.
So it deserved to be there then, is what you guys are saying.
If you look at a lot of the older pictures, like I know Mikey, I'm sure many others, if you look at their number plates, you'll see Ralph's Bicycles stickers on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Joe Tippett was on Ralph's.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Well, number 18 was Huffy for teams. Then it was number 17, Kuwahara. Have you guys ever heard of this one? This is number 16, Jones Track Locals. What is that?
No idea.
Wow, they were number 16. I never even heard of them before.
It was a local track that got a bunch of people to put in Jones Track Locals and send them in.
Man, that's awesome. Titan came number 15, and then it was 09 for 14. Elf, I think Elf bikes are pretty sick though. Yeah, they were 13.
Holly Dunn was on Titan.
Oh, she did tell us that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Kegel's Bikes, number 12.
That was East Coast.
What's that again? East Coast?
That was East Coast.
I'm not familiar with that. How about you, Kev? Kegel's Bike?
Cable?
Kegels, Kegels.
Oh, no idea.
But then there's a Cyclecraft came number 11. Now there's a tie between Eagle Snacks and Schwinn. They were next. And now remember Eagle Snacks. Free Agent
was big.
Yeah, Free Agent was down to 8. Now I'm kind of surprised with that because Free Agent had big rosters of riders, right? They were number.
And the limo was the top choice frame for a lot of the pros. Yeah,
and then they came in 9th for top bikes. And we all know how popular that limo was. So I don't know how skewed this is. And then CW was number 7, Mongoose number 6, Redline number 5, Haro number 4. Haro got up there again. Hutch was number 3, and then Diamondback was number 2. Finally, GT number 1. So if you think about it, in 1987, Tommy Brackens wins the NORA Cup. He's on GT. GT gets the number 1 bike, and GT also gets number 1 team. That's nuts, man. They swept all 3 categories. That's pretty crazy.
It'd be interesting to see the advertising budgets for all the teams.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
And then also to see the breakdown of West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, on where the votes came from.
Yeah, because they swept it. Well, gentlemen, that's all I have.
I guarantee Kegels doesn't have an advertising budget with BMX Action.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember because we're all drawing a blank on it. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else, gentlemen. That's it. I ran out of topics. Did you guys have anything else?
No, dude. We set a new record tonight, dude.
2 hours again. I tried to tell Kevin, let's keep it an hour and a half.
Why you take so long, dude?
Yeah, I like talking to Shane, so it's like we're just buddies talking.
Oh,
so.
Man, this has been awesome, dude. Awesome, guys.
Yeah.
I hope people enjoyed as much as we did. Thank you very much. And I guess we can say goodbye with Shane here, right? For time.
Yeah, Shane.
All right,
Danny,
guys.
what do you do? What do you want to plug, Danny? What do you do with us? Me.
Oh, well, I'm on YouTube, as you guys probably know by now. Danny Pena, BMX Racing. I do magazine reviews, race reviews, all BMX content all the time. Please like and share. That's all I got.
And I want to say one thing about Danny's stuff. It's professional, thought out opinions based on fact. Nothing like me. So I want you to go over there and check out his channel.
And I also want to chime in that his excitement and just pure joy of watching the videos and going through the magazines, that's what drew me to watching your stuff. So
I have a lot of fun watching it, man. I was watching a local race in that last video I did yesterday, and there was some side hacks racing, and I got excited, man, and one of the guys in the lead crashed, and I was like, oh, they crashed! And I'm like, oh, lower my voice. I got a little too excited.
Oh, man, thank you. So, hey, Shane, you want to plug anything, or are you good?
I'm good. It's always fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, dude, this has
I'm
been
glad
great.
I can hopefully contribute. And,
Definitely, man. Definitely. It's been too long.
I know we're running out of time, Kevin, before the grand, so I'd like to get them.
I gotta see who's winning.
Yeah, I'd love to just say if we could just grab some of the in our opinion, some of the better people for I shouldn't say better, but the ones that won.
Marty, Colin, for certainly Salami.
And Shane's definitely in there.
Shane, and that would be the top 4, 5, whatever.
Yeah, and like if we can get Miranda in there, that would be kind of fun. But I want to see. Yeah, I want to see. I'd love to do one big show, man, where we just
make a mega show.
Mega show, no interviews. We're just gonna play trivia, and I think that'll be crazy fun, man.
Do you want to? I do have one plug, Kevin.
Yeah.
You gotta watch the movie Rad.
Thank you.
Watch the movie Rad.
God, he's killing me with that, dude.
You're the one. Are you the one that said, "I can't believe neither one of them knew who the dude that flipped was"? Was that you that said that, Shane?
I did.
Yeah. Danny told me, he goes, Shane said, he goes, how come they not know who flipped?
Because he was actually at the 80. One of the whatever when the movie came out, he was actually at the Grands doing some backflips.
Wow.
So, and then when you guys said that, it's like, no, that doesn't sound right. So I actually typed it in. It's like, yeah, Jose Yanez, that was it. And
I got it wrong. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the way that your confidence
Yeah.
You had me believing that that was the right answer, but something seemed off. So I had to check just to.
And you're absolutely correct. As soon as you said that name, I go, oh shit, he's right. Hugo Gonzalez was famous for hard crashes. Because I know that. He used to crash hard. But damn, dude, you got me, Shane.
Well, and I'm not saying I would have got you if I was on a telecast, because I had the luxury of going, wait, that doesn't, and then looking it up.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that if I was on when you guys did it, I would have caught it at that point.
Thank God nobody else caught that.
I have Danny, I need to tell you something, dude. Yesterday when we recorded Salami's episode, you asked why did Vanessa Williams lose her Miss America crown?
Yeah, the Playboy Penthouse.
Penthouse.
It was Penthouse.
It was Penthouse. Yeah.
Damn it! I should have stuck with my gut. Because I went off my memory and did. I know better, dude. I know I should look stuff up sometimes, because if I'm not looking at a magazine, sometimes I just come up with a question. And I go, oh, that's a good question. And yeah, it was Penthouse.
I would have bet everything I had that it was Playboy, dude, but it wasn't. When I was editing the video this morning, it was Penthouse.
Holy smokes. All right. I redeemed myself.
So was this how she lost her crown?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she posed, and then that was a wrap. They yanked her crown when she
technically, she posed for a photographer that sold the pictures to Penthouse. She didn't pose for a Penthouse photographer.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that part. There you go. That's even better.
She posed before she was even famous. She was like a young model or something like that, and she posed, and the pictures came out like Marilyn Monroe did.
Ah, all right, got it.
Okay, everybody, thank you for coming by. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for everything, for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go to BMXPodcast.com. Like, share, subscribe. And Danny, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, I'd like to say I would love for El Pollo Loco to start sponsoring the channel so I get some free food, because I'm about to go there right now.
All right, everybody. Until next week, riders, the track is closed.
Track's closed. See you guys later, man.